We're back again with another video in our series of RV life expenses, full-time RVers.
Next up,
RV repairs, main vehicle or your tow vehicle or your towed vehicle.
so repairs in general for these things.
They can run a few $100s up to thousands of dollars. Also, don't forget your generator.
Yes, that's
if you have one.
Mm-hmm.
Labor cost, I don't think there's any shop that's under 120 an hour now. I think they're all at maybe 150 to 180 an hour now.
Yes.
So it doesn't take long to run up a bill, and that's why your preventive maintenance is so important. DIY is your friend. If you can do it yourself, of course, it's going to be less expensive.
And right now, I just have to give YouTube a plug because there's about a how-to video for just about anything that you might want to learn about. And so if you can, and if you feel comfortable troubleshooting and finding the solution, that will save you a lot of money. But also, there are some things that you have to, or if you're not comfortable with, like I'm not going to mess with electric. You've heard me whine about electric before.
And we would like to give a big thank you and shout out to all those do-it-yourself YouTubers on YouTube
Yes.
that put those videos out there for people like me and her to view and say, okay, I think I can do that. It's not as hard as I thought it might be, and we'll go out there and give it a shot. But thank you people out there for putting those instructional videos out there. And
even troubleshooting videos, like something's not right. Here are some things you can look at. We have a few DIY out there that they're pretty comical, and some troubleshooting videos where we have muddled through. So if we're muddling through something, we share it with you.
Yeah.
If we can muddle through it, anybody can muddle through it.
Because I think one of the most worthless things that you're handed when you buy an RV is that manual.
I don't, for the money that, anyway, we won't get off on that soapbox.
I mean, we went out in 2024 and we had a pretty good year.
We did.
We had a few things. We had a slight issue, which was actually resolved, but it was just turned out to be a wire came unplugged. Motor on our steps, our entrance steps went out. We had a water pump we had to replace. And we have an issue with our washer dryer combo. The washer works, but the dryer stopped.
And our water heater.
Yeah.
Our water heater was a simple fix, but we were thinking it was bigger, but after these are all other videos. We won't go into the details, but just so you know, our water heater, our slide, our steps, our dryer, and our water pump gave us problems last year, and we consider that a good year. Yeah,
thankfully, those were all low-dollar fixes.
Easy to fix. Also consider repairs on your vehicles, because our towed vehicle, recently we had to spend $1,000 on that. So repairs are a fact of life. We know this.
Yeah.
But cross your fingers and hope nothing happens. But when you're traveling and using something, it's, there's going to be wear and tear. But we also want to share a little bit more. So what are some repairs that we've had? We mentioned a couple over our 7 years of RV life. And you may be wondering where I am right now. I am in Colorado, and that's another thing that you have to budget for with RV life is emergencies. If something comes up, sometimes you have to have the money to, say, fly to Colorado. So here I am. Everything is well. No problems. Maybe I'll do another video on this. But Gary is in Florida. I'm here in Colorado, adding on to some repairs that we've had in our 7 years of RV life. But hey, I'm going to ask you, I drive past RV campgrounds here, and there are people in RVs living there. It's amazing. I don't know how they do it, because it is single digits here today, y'all. Okay, some repairs we've had over the years, over our 7 years of RVing. That is snow crunching. You hear it? It's under my feet. But here goes. We had a leak at our awning, where our awning connects to the RV. That had to be caulked up because water was getting in somehow, maybe up from the roof, and we had a leak there. We had our awning motor go out, just stopped working. We had an RV tech fix that. We were out west that year and we didn't need it anyway. We had our roof tear. We don't know what happened, but we had to repair that. Eternabond is your friend. Buy you some Eternabond. You can get it on Amazon, but it is solid, because we were traveling. We were actually in Colorado when it happened, and we just sealed it up. Fine, no problems, no leaks at all. Our dry belt broke on a Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock when we were changing campsites on a one-way street, and we had to be towed like 60 miles. Yes, that happened. But we were back on the road in a few days, and we had an extra little vacation there in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Then another time we were camping, our first night at Moorfield Campground, which is, they don't have electricity. So we had our generator, no problem, right? First night, generator would not stay on. So we had to leave the next morning and go to a full service RV park. We couldn't get our generator fixed. It was throwing a fault because in our RV, you have to drop the generator completely out. It has to be done in a shop. So you can't access it to fix it. Here's a pro tip. If you haven't bought your RV, look for a slide out generator or a generator that you can access. Ours, we could not. We had to go to the shop. Another thing that happened was half of our transfer switch failed and we could not connect to shore power. So we had to run on generator. Thankfully, our generator was working at the time and we had to go to the shop for that. Slide topper. Our slide topper started ripping. Thank you, out west winds. And it was starting to get frayed and worn. You know, our RV, our motorhome is a 2013, so it was looking a little rough, starting to sag, and we're thankful to the two folks we met in Texas who said, hey, it's not that hard. We did it ourselves. So guess what we did? We did it ourselves, and you can check that video out. We got it done. It works perfect. It is not that hard. Doable, doable. Tires. Keep an eye on your tires. Here's 3 things that's happened to us with our tires. Once we were at a campground and just walking around looking at our tires, there was a slit in our new tire. So we were able to get that to the shop and get it fixed. We also had a valve stem break and Mr. D fixed that. That was a DIY. Only do these if you know what you're doing though, because tires, that's a big safety issue. Another time we were leaving a campground. Fortunately, it was a Sunday afternoon, and we realized one of our dual tires in the back on the inside was flopping. It was flat. And we think that one might have been user error with our tire pressure monitoring system, but roadside assistance came to the rescue and we were on our way to our next campground. We had already started talking to the campground there about an emergency spot. We also notified our next campground because we didn't know how long that it would take. It was Sunday and we're in the middle of nowhere. It was in Florida. Water pump. If there was one thing that we've had the most trouble with, it's our water pump. So we had to have our water pump repaired. We had an RV tech take care of that. Check valve repaired. We had an RV tech take care of that. And then Mr. D and our son-in-law fixed the next time that something went wrong in there because you couldn't even get the part. And so they had to rig it up. And so we had to take care of that. The other thing is our tow vehicle, dead battery. What's it like to pull into your campground and have your tow vehicle behind you not start, not crank? Yes, we had that happen. We've had that happen twice. And the one time, yeah, the battery was done. And you all know when batteries are done, they're done. And the second time, the battery should not have died. And so our other battery was under warranty, but that happened. And there you are. You know, you have to look for somebody to jump start you or hope that your cables will reach to your batteries in your motorized RV if you have one. And toilets. So we replaced our original toilet. We were so excited. We had a really nice Dometic toilet until like not that long. I don't know how long it lasts. The flapper stopped working, maybe a year or two. And we learned that you can't replace any of the internal parts. If your Dometic toilet breaks, you just throw it away and buy another one. And this one we bought was not cheap. We bought a nice porcelain one. So I don't know if it's changed now. So Dometic may have changed that, but we went with a Thetford toilet because you can replace parts if something breaks. And we've had ours now for 2 or 3 years. Absolutely no problems. Easier to keep clean than our Dometic was, and it looks like it's brand new every day. A little plug for Thetford and replaceable toilet parts. Thank you, Thetford. Oh, we did a video on that too. we did it ourselves. And if you do decide to do things yourself, everything is not always easy. You'll see some of our adventures if you watch any of our DIY projects. We had to have our refrigerator fixed. We had to have our washer dryer door replaced. Splendide does a really good job of customer service. So they kind of told me what part I needed and I ordered it. It was the latch. So I had to replace that. Not the whole door, but just the latch. And I did a video on that too. Our dryer part of our washers broke right now, but the washer works fine. So yeah, we'll keep going. We don't really want to shell out, over $1,000 for a new one just yet. And it's not that so much as you have to take the wardrobe apart to get it out. And I don't want to do that. So if you're looking for an RV, see if you can get your washer dryer, your things out. Are they accessible? Because ours is not. I swear, I think they built the RV around the things. Okay, moving a little quicker now. Our passenger chair just needed a fuse reset, but could we find the fuse? No. But Fleetwood Rev Group was very good about sending us a schematic, so we were able to locate where that fuse was, and all that needed to be done was reset. The gas strut from the door, from the winds out west, broke, so our door would just fly open. We replaced it, but the only one we could get was too many pounds, so then it was like to open the door. So we now have the proper one, and it is fixed. Our windshield was cracked in our travels, and your water heater. Bugs will get in your water heater. So check that, especially around stink bug season or wasp. They will get up in there and clog that up. So you need to check that. We also had with our water heater, our thermal cutoff broke and we didn't have any hot water. And also one day we came home and we saw water pouring out of the back of our RV because under the water heater, a pipe had broke. Unfortunately, it was all contained to that area. It didn't flood the RV. And while I'm talking about floods, watch your toilets. Watch your toilets, especially if you have kids come to visit, because sometimes that toilet paper will get caught in the flappers and it will fill up your tank and then flood your RV. Watch your adults too, because one time it's happened to us twice. Once was a kid who didn't know, and another time was an adult. So even after I said, hey, so when you have visitors over who aren't familiar with making sure the toilet paper goes all the way down, just tell them, hey, check and make sure, or just quietly walk in behind them and check. Okay, we share all this not to scare you. These are some things that have happened to us, and I'm sure every RVer has their own list, but to let you know that even though we've had all of these repairs, they were all fixable. We were back on the road. Nothing happened. Yes, we might have had to alter our travel plans just a little bit, but nothing catastrophic happened. We just dealt with it, and as you can tell, most of them are minor. And when you live in your sticks and bricks, you're going to have these little things that happen. You're going to have these little annoyances, these little breaks. The washing machine breaks, the refrigerator breaks, the sinks get clogged. So it's just part of life. So that is why we're sharing. Now, I had a fear when we first started out. My biggest fear about us around repairs or anything breaking was, what happens if we have to leave our home and go to an Airbnb or a motel or something like that and not have access to all of our things? That's our home. I didn't want to leave it in a shop. I was really worried about that, but that never happened. One time it almost happened, the time we were in Kentucky and they towed it. And when I called, they said, no, you can't stay here. But when we got there, they said we could. But meanwhile, I'd already started looking and I had a motel that would accept dogs. So we were going to be fine no matter what. And that's our message. You're going to be fine no matter what. You just take a breath and breathe through it. Just like me being here and Gary being in Florida. This came up unexpectedly and we just said, okay, you're doing this. I'm going to Colorado and it's all good. So our warranty paid for itself, really. We do not have a warranty now because our RVs over 10 years old. So it just wasn't financially worth it to get a new warranty. But our advice is to have a budget for these things so that if something does break, and it is something that it's not something that you can handle yourself, that you can call someone to, hey, come out and give us a hand here. And just another thing about warranties, they don't cover everything. It's not like they're going to pay for every single thing that goes wrong. So make sure you check your warranty. Okay, so that's our talk on repairs. We shared, like I said before, about our 2024 travels, our food, fuel, and our fees. We also shared some reoccurring costs that you may not have thought of. And here we talked about repairs. So in our next video, we're going to be talking about all these little things that add up. Like, don't forget these. These are some things that you may have that are going to add up over time. So my biggest fear I shared was breaking down and not having our home. But if you're thinking about RV life, or maybe you're already doing RV life, what is your biggest fear around repairs? Drop it in the comments below. What scares you? Maybe breaking down on the side of the road in the middle of summer in Florida. That might be one, but drop it down. Let us know. And until next time, this is Sharon from Colorado. Gary's there in Florida with the dogs. Happy travels, y'all. Stay warm. Bye.